Hi everyone. Let us talk about Amazon AWS Global Infrastructure today. So what do we have in AWS Global Infrastructure? In AWS Global Infrastructure, we have 16 regions and 44 availability zones by the end of December 2017. And we are going to have 6 more regions and 17 more availability zones by the end of 2018. So, what is a region in AWS Global Infrastructure? A region is a geographical area. Consider, for an example, Frankfurt in Germany as one geographical region, and Mumbai in India as a different geographical region, and London in England as a different geographical region, and Sydney in Australia as a different geographical region. So, region is nothing but a geographical area, and each and every region consists of 2 or more availability zones. So what is an availability zone? An availability zone is one or more discrete data centers, each with redundant power, networking, and connectivity in different locations. And every region should have at least 2 availability zones. So, an availability zone is a data center, and each and every region should have at least 2 or more data centers. So why do we need to have at least 2 availability zones in a region? The reason being, consider for an example, we have 2 availability zones in Sydney. In one end of Sydney, we have one availability zone. On the other end of Sydney, we have a different availability zone. For whatever reason, it could be maybe due to a power issue or a natural calamity or some other problem. If the data center or availability zone in Sydney goes down, if the first availability zone on one end of the Sydney location goes down, then we have a different availability zone which is readily available to serve the traffic to the users, and this would be really helpful for the users to to access the information, and there would not be any downtime for the users. So that is the reason why we should have at least 2 availability zones in a region. So in this picture, I'm going to show you some of the regions available in Amazon AWS. So we have US East, Ohio, and we have Mumbai in Asia Pacific as a region, and we have a region in Singapore, and we have a region in Sydney, Australia, in Asia Pacific location, and we have a region in Frankfurt in Central Europe, and a region in London, in Paris, and we have a region in Sao Paulo in South America. So these are all the regions currently available in Amazon AWS, and every region has at least 2 data centers or availability zones for redundancy. As I've explained before, we should have at least 2 availability zones in each and every region. So if I want to explain using a picture what I have told you just now, consider this as a region. So this is a complete region. Just for we can consider this as Sydney location. So consider this as Sydney location, and we have three availability zones in Sydney. So if this availability zone goes down, and then we have the other two availability zones available to serve the traffic to the users. So this would have redundancy, which is really useful when there is a problem with any of these data centers. Okay, let's go to the next topic, edge locations. So what are these edge locations in Amazon Web Services? The edge locations are endpoints for Amazon Web Services which are used for caching the content. I will explain this in a minute. Consider, just for an example, if a user from Australia is trying to access some information from a server which is located in Frankfurt in Germany, when he gets the information, when he accesses the information from the server which is located in Frankfurt, if a different user from Australia or from Sydney location tries to access the same information, it will not be really helpful for the guy. It will not be really efficient for this person to access the same information from such a long distance, because there would be a lot of latency, and the customer would need to wait for the response from the server, because he has to access information all the way from Frankfurt. So to avoid these problems, we have this CloudFront service available in Amazon Web Services. So what it does is it caches the information. So if the first user tries to access some information from Frankfurt location, this CloudFront server would cache the information and it stores it. Now, if a different user from Australia tries to access the same information from Frankfurt, then the CloudFront server would just serve the information to the user, instead of going all the way to Frankfurt to retrieve the information. So it really helps the users in providing faster response while accessing some information. So there are many edge locations than regions now. As we talked before, we have around 16 regions and 44 availability zones by the end of December 2017. But if we talk about the edge locations, we have over 96 edge locations in Amazon Web Services. This would really play a vital role in serving the information to the users efficiently. So these are some of the topics, guys, we covered today. One is region, and the other one is availability zone, and the third one is the edge locations. We are going to dive deep into these topics again, and we will also talk about new concepts in the next videos. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.